Apparently they help you do that. So with something like Sage, which publishes a lot of social science, business school journals, you know, that.
But that's
that would be
interesting.
something
There was. I went to some workshop. No, it wasn't. It was a talk in quite a few months ago. There was a professor of chemistry from Imperial that's very, very pro open access, more accessible research. And in fact, they started a journal or website. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they translated in a way the abstract from, you know, the very disciplinary, very, very techie around the discipline to a way that more people could understand. And he said the biggest problem he does a lot of multidisciplinary research. It is not so that the public understands it, but the other academics that maybe not exactly, you know, in that area of that particular discipline to understand it, so that you can start looking at interdisciplinary research. Because it's not just a question that the public doesn't understand from the abstract, but other academics don't either, even within the same discipline, because it becomes so, you know, jargon. And so there is something which is just not, oh, so, you know, so the public can. And look, when you look at those things and you look at the tweets and downloads, they're all in the social sciences. If you're a mathematician, you have very, very few chances of the public start downloading 10,000 times your article. Okay, but that's fine. You know, it's not. It doesn't mean that you know, it doesn't mean much. But if you write your abstract in a way that people can access it, you might find engineers that are very interested in your paper. So it's not just a question of, you know, making research accessible. It's not just because there's a public or there is, you know, a minister somewhere or a think tank or whatever think tank where we can read them, but it is to read, because it is now about multidisciplinary research. You know, the big grants, big funding, the big things are all around multidisciplinary research. So it's even between academics in slightly different, or even in the same discipline, but slightly different side of it. So we're trying to,
Yes, you just mentioned a cost of £4,000 for a publication. What does that mean? How does that work? I mean, why does it cost anything?
No, that is if you want to put in open access.
Yeah, but again, why does it, my question is why? How?
Because
by
that's what
who do you pay?
the publisher. The publisher.
You have to pay them. So are you buying it back off the publisher? Are you buying back the copyright?
You're buying the right of having your research available to everybody.
Okay. So you're sort of buying back access to your research.
Yeah, well, yeah, for everybody else, because
after
otherwise.
You pay them to publish it.
Well, after you pay, you normally pay the subscription, but so what happens is, if you don't pay the open access, it means that the people that will read the research are only the ones that subscribe to the journal you're published in. So if I publish in Rosa Scoble's journal, only people that, not many people will buy it, I know, only people that subscribe to Rosa Scoble's journal will read your research if you publish in my journal.
It's only gold.
If it's in gold, and it's going to be out there.
You don't have to pay anything for free.
No.
So just about everything we publish will make available through green open access.
Yeah.
Gold open access is not something that this university is going to use a great deal because it's not very rich.
No.
But also it's included if you do get, at the moment anyway, if you get one of these research council grants that require it, you can put it in for your costs.
Yeah. And that's what you have. In fact, the research council say gold.
Yes. Okay.
So the research council pay for it. But if you want to go green, effectively what you're doing is you're not paying them for the data, you're publishing it anyway.
Yeah, you're publishing, as Rosa explained, final author copy. You can archive. That's green open access, and you can do that usually after some embargo period.
Yeah.
And
Which varies.
That's all. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Even if it's effectively identical to all the dogs.
Yeah, it is very largely identical, yes.
Yeah.
It's just not typeset.
Usually. Same one. All right. Okay.
But as I say, if you only see the research council money,
And we have an open access thing at the university.
Yes.
Yeah, but we
go
open access.
We've got an information system where it all goes into
The
and
research.
then it's
Okay.
available.
when you said, one of the things that I found particularly interesting was the policy documents, because of course we're all wanting our research to have impact, needing in fact our research to have impact, and you can't find out about it.
Exactly, yeah.
So that struck me as very interesting, because obviously policy is...
Yeah, it's impact.
It's impact.
Yeah, yeah.
So, potentially impact. So, are you having a policy at Brunel of using that database, get the information, then you go back to the academic and say, yeah. And are we doing the same thing? Do you know?
I'm doing as much as I can with one person.
Yeah, so you're the right person to ask. So I'm asking.
Yes.
So do we have that kind of...
We're not using our metrics at the moment. It's something we considered. I think maybe ask you about it.
Yeah.
But yes.
That just struck me as a really,
Yeah.
potentially that was a really useful thing, that if someone's looking at it at the university level and they can just get back to people.
I'd encourage everyone to look at your own research as well.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry for the slightly facetious response, but
No.
I am the sole impact person at the university.
But what I'm saying is if it's one metric and it comes up with a number, and it wasn't a great number for yours, was it? It
No.
was a very high
No,
number.
the other thing you have to remember on metrics, that's not started long ago. So, I think it's 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had a paper that came out earlier than that,
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
But what I'm saying, there's not a great many, so one person in the centre, it strikes me at the moment anyway, is probably,
Yeah, but you can.
compared to all of us spending our individual time, each of us looking on the off chance that we might get one reference in a blue moon, that's all.
Yeah, but then you still would have to work to trace back to each individual reference. No, I'm not.
You could give the person that work to do.
Yeah.
No, the policy is into it, as are the news from newspapers. Now, you would know if, it's your marketing department has managed to get, as they always try, to get academics that can't be bothered to speak to that newspaper anyway, to ridicule my research, so that sort of thing. But if the marketing department manages, in the newspaper, but there's sometimes that we didn't know in the news is interesting, especially if it's in newspapers that are not, I've done some research ended up in, the Corriere della Sera, which is newspaper, not from the other one.
Rosa? Oh, yes, sorry.
Hi, Rosa. You mentioned this system, ORCID.
Yeah.
And you said that system might be used by research councils in the future.
It might, yeah.
Is that one of the systems where you need to register, create your own profile, etc., or does it do the aggregate from other systems?
Yes, so typically you go on ORCID. By the way, you can have one at institutional level, so that's an institutional level, so that there's somebody that gives out all the ORCID IDs. But some people already have their ORCID ID. And so what you do, you register, and then if you have a Web of Science profile and a Google Scholar and Scoble, then you link them. Then you link them. So they just suck them in. But that's what they're trying to do, is to have them on patents. So the problem, especially if they were saying that probably in South Korea there are 3 surnames.
Yes, China's got very few as well.
Yeah. So so it's really difficult. But that's why as well I say that the researcher profile is really it's something that's easy. We're trying to push everybody around to have a Google Scholar profile. It's really easy. You get on it, they search a public and say yes, these are all mine, and they put them in a nice little profile. And that is the thing that if somebody finds, a paper with 6 co-authors and you're one of them, then, and if you have your profile, they can say, oh, otherwise they might, if they want to follow on and see what other research is done in that area, if they're interested, that's an easy way to, and you might find people that may want to collaborate with you because you are in the same space.
Are Google, do you think, really wanting to invest in Google Scholar? I found it very odd. I have to.
It's very clunky. I mean, it's the most basic stuff.
Yes, yeah, my impression it hasn't. It used to be the only thing, didn't it? And so, but now it doesn't seem any different.
No.
When you want to use it, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't seem to get it to go higher up the thing. So I have to go. I want more. I then want more. I then want even more, and I get down to Google Scholar.
Yeah.
We seem to have disconnected our library search from Google
Google
Scholar.
Scholar.
Oh, right.
That's a recent update that we've had on our library systems.
I
An
can't-
improvement, I think that's right. That's
I
right.
can't find anything on library research, so I always go back to Google Scholar.
Yes, so I think many of us doing that, but I'm just wondering, I was getting the feeling Google are not that interested at the moment in investing in it.
I don't think so. That's not where they make their money, is it?
There's a.
Academic community. Oh, sorry, yes.
Can I just hijack this? If people are updating, if you've got a profile on ResearchGate, I strongly encourage you to also update your profile on RIS, even if it's just copying and pasting. RIS is our internal information system. RIS is often the first thing that comes up in the Google search for academics. I've tested this with everyone I've spoken to over the last few months, and it's always within the top 3. We've had some conversations with policymakers as part of the pilot project we're doing, and they say, if we can't find you on Google, you don't exist, we won't come to you for advice. So even if it's just a few sentences about what your area of research is, then please update it. And if you don't know how to, then email me or email Ellie, and I think it's just a case of logging into the RIS, which is on the single sign-on.
In a way, all this thing is, these are different ways, techniques, and people are not interested, the academics will decide, in a way, freedom to decide if you want to be on these things or not. But these are just some ideas of how to make it easier for people to find your research and find you.
If you want to be found.
If you want to be found, absolutely. We had some academics when with our we have a subjective elements as a publication database that then links to our web pages. So it sucks in the publications from our database. We had academics that refused to put their publication on a publication database and said, I don't want to see any on my profile. But part of the fact that the BBC research said that was not an option, because they are paid by the university, so there's a limit. And the other thing said, but it's publicly available. This information, your publications are out there. So there can be tensions, and I don't think that we should give the freedom of the academic, to find their own space and not dictate everybody needs a Google Scholar and that. But it is helpful if you want to use these. And by 6 months' time, they're going to be another. I don't know how many. But they'll all be based around roughly the same stuff. Yeah. Let's hope that Joe Johnson doesn't want the right to go metrics. It's coming round again. After spend a year and a half doing this huge amount of work, which is a really, really good report. We're back again.
No, I think it's just, so when you were talking about altmetrics, one of them is download.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I'll set up a download mill. I'll resign. I'll just set up a small business, which is in the download mill business.
Yeah.
And you subscribe to my service, and I make sure that you get several hundred downloads for all your papers.
No, in fact,
because obviously you can't do it from your own office.
so they might find out this is
clearly going to work that out. But the gaming of these things is
it's
so
colossal.
straightforward.
It's colossal. It's like self-citation. It's
Obviously entrepreneurs would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
No, I think it's the idea of
Twitter citations, and we can.
I could do the whole thing. We could go into business.
Well, that's the problem with tweets and also
Is the end of the question?
Child labour as
Thank you.
otherwise we're descending.
Poor Rosa must be wondering, am I put here in the
No. Well, I could go on talking about these things forever.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Well, thank you very much.